Hello, it's me, Noah. We're here just in our beautiful video studio, Fireside with Noah. It's me. I'm beside the fire. Hello, Austin. So good to have you. Got my lamp. Got my beautiful companions in the room with me. I'm just here. We're having a nice chat by the fire. Answering questions all about the quarantine, anything going on, ideas, what should we do during this? I've got ideas. I'm sure you've got ideas. Let's talk about them. Send some questions in, whatever you need to do. I know I've been trying to keep myself busy during this quarantine. One day, I'll tell you a story really quick. So, came home from work, and I work with Baylor. That's not a flex or anything, but I work with Baylor with the athletics department. No big deal. So I come home and I hear ping pong balls being tossed to and fro between my roommates, and I just don't quite know what's going on. So I come in the room and I see chairs set up within our kitchen. Our kitchen's not that big. I'm in college. I can't afford a big kitchen. So I go in and there's chairs set up and there's a net spread across the kitchen. And they're playing ping pong in the kitchen, of all places. And so I say, what are we playing? They said, we're playing kitchen ping pong. We're playing kitchen ping pong. It's insane. So that's an idea for you. You can play kitchen ping pong. Grab some of your buddies, no more than 10. We're trying to stay safe here, no more than 10. Grab some buddies, go play kitchen ping pong. It's a great idea. My favorite quarantine color. That's a good question. My favorite quarantine color. That's a really good question, Jackson. I'm gonna say green. Green is it's a nice neutral color. That's a good question. Or red. Red means danger. Let's see. Or you can just play ping pong on a normal ping pong table. You could play ping pong on a normal ping pong table. But what if you don't have a normal ping pong table? Jason gave me a look. Any other questions? Shoot me your questions. What should we do during a quarantine? You can sleep in. You could sleep in. But is that really being good use of your time? You've got the fire going. I've got lots of ideas. I'll shoot another one out. Let's do it. We can work on homework. I know I was talking to I won't say his name, and I won't expose him. I won't expose him like that. But we were talking the other day on the phone, and I said, "Hey, go do your homework." And he was like, "I'm not going to go do my homework. This is stupid. I'm not doing my homework." So do your homework. Do your homework. Can we have a party if we all wear hazmat suits? Well, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say you can have a party as long as you're wearing hazmat suits. But less than 10 people. Less than 10 people with hazmat suits. With water. And make sure you get your parents' approval. That's always good too. Make sure your parents are cool with it. Because if they're not cool with it, it's just going to be a catastrophe. It's going to be a long conversation. So make sure your parents are cool with it. Wear hazmat suits. Less than 10 people. You're good to go. And of course, replay this video because this is the best thing that you've had all day. A good movie that we need to watch. Miss Ragsdale, that is such an excellent question. Well, it depends. Do you have Disney Plus? Do you have Netflix? Do you have Hulu? What are we trying to watch here? I'm gonna go with Disney Plus. I think that's a good move. Star Wars, all of them. That's a great idea. 4, 5, and 6 are better than 1, 2, and 3 forever and always. And yeah, I think Star Wars is a great way to go. I've heard really good things about Frozen 2. Haven't personally seen it myself. Not a big Frozen guy. I prefer not to be frozen. But yeah, I've heard Frozen 2 is really, really good. Yeah, Disney. That's what I'm saying. Disney's the move. I mean, if you have Disney Plus 2, Phineas and Ferb, underrated show. Phineas and Ferb is a absolutely underrated show. If you have never seen Phineas and Ferb, I don't know what you're doing. Gravity Falls, also I've heard is a very good show. Haven't seen Gravity Falls, but the writing within that show, impeccable. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Disney Plus. Stick with Disney Plus. Marvel, well, depends on which Marvel movie. Operation Wet Chicken. Is Operation Wet Chicken canceled? Well, I don't know if you've seen what's on top of my lamp over there. But let me grab it really quick. This is my buddy, Philip. This is Philip the chicken. So man, if you think Operation Wet Chicken is canceled, I'm going to direct all your questions to Philip. So, is Operation Wet Chicken canceled? You heard it here first. How much toilet paper do I have at my house? Ms. Ragsdale, again, just such a good question. So this morning, I don't want to flex on you guys, but I went and served the church this morning. No big deal. Passed out some TP. I donated 6 rolls, but like not that big of a deal. Donated 6 rolls of toilet paper, and I still have 5 rolls at my house. So I'm stocked up, I think, for the year. I had about 24 rolls to start the year, got down to about 12. I feel like I'm pretty conservative with my toilet paper use, as I think we all should be during this time. Just making sure we're very conservative during our toilet paper usage time. Make sure that our neighbors have enough toilet paper. But man, what if you run out of toilet paper? What do you do? I've seen a lot of questions about that on social media. So I've got 3 things you can do. 3 things that you can do if you run out of toilet paper. 3 things you can do, 3 things you can't do. Let's start with what you can't do. What you can't do, do not use your hand. Don't use your hand. That's disgusting. That's gross. I mean, if you wash your hand, then I guess it might be okay, but just don't use your hand. That's just a lot of time saved that you can do. So don't use your hand. Let's see. Don't use a shirt. Just don't use a shirt. That's another waste of time, especially not your favorite shirt. Like don't go in your dad's room and just pick out a shirt and use it. That's not going to work either. That's not going to make anybody happy. Third thing, don't use your dog. Don't use your dog. That's just not cleanliness. It's not sanitary. So 3 things that you can use if you do run out of toilet paper: Kleenex, a towel, and getting in the shower. All 3 of those, I think, are fantastic ideas. Got a couple of head nods in the room, so I will say, I think I'm doing a great job right here. Thank you, Rory. I know these are great opinions. Thank you so much. All right, Zach. Long-term geopolitical consequences of the recession after milk prices in the greater Waco area. Taylor asked, what could a virus Operation Wet Chicken somehow? I asked Philip, you heard the answer. You could use baby wipes. That's also a really good idea. But I know that people get a little upset sometimes when you use baby wipes and they go, oh, they're not flushable, and just causes a lot of issues. So make sure that you talk to your parents before you start flushing stuff down the toilet, because that can just get into a lot of issues right there. Why is it called the coronavirus? You know, my dad told me this story recently about the coronavirus. It's not named after the beer, which is just weird. The coronavirus. The C stands for corona, and then coronavirus. Man, it's just, when you hear corona, it just almost like what is that? It's intrigue. That is the point of the name, is to cause intrigue. When you hear of a movie title and you hear Thor, what is Thor? That is so interesting. I mean, when then you hear Frozen, it's like, what is Frozen? That's not intriguing. But when you hear Corona, oh my gosh, that just like draws you in. It's intriguing. So that's why they named it the coronavirus. Just it draws people in, it gets people asking questions, all of that kind of good stuff. CEO of reading the comments. Use dude wipes. Oh, when I was listening to my podcast earlier this morning, I heard an advertisement for dude wipes. I don't quite know what they are still. What should I eat for dinner? Ask your parents, because hopefully they're still making you dinner. But if not, man, we got so many options in Waco. There's lots of local businesses right now that are in need of your money because they're not having go into the restaurant and eat, so you have to go through their drive-through and take out. So that's a good way that you can go. Shout out Tom's Burgers. Go over there and grab yourself a burger. But what should you eat? I mean, frozen dinners, those are always good. Practically all my meals that I make at home right now, I was already prepared for the coronavirus, truthfully. Because, man, I either eat chicken and frozen veggies with some fruit, some cereal, or some frozen meat, or I go out and eat. So I was already prepared for this. But, man, what should you eat? You should eat what your parents make you. I think that's a great idea. And if your parents aren't making you anything, then I say go out to Tom's Burgers and grab yourself a nice, juicy burger over there with some fries, order a drink, and that's what I say. Go to Tom's Burgers. Go to Tom's Burgers over there. Are my glasses actually prescription? Did I pass my vision test? So I went to the eye doctor last week, and man, my eyes have not gotten worse in 2 years. That's what I think. I think that's fantastic. That is God's grace and provision over me. I think that's just fantastic. But no, my glasses aren't fake. They're real. If I take this off, I can't even really tell where Okay, yeah. I can't even really tell where the computer is if I take my glasses off. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. Let's see. What youth ministry talks about beer on a live stream? Takeout only for Tom's Burgers, though. Man, you were so right. The epitome of a college student? Yeah, I don't have any complaints with that one either. Hold on. I think that, you're probably right. The epitome of a college student. Well, you got to think about what a college student is first. I think that, I study sometimes. I go to church all the time. I'm holy. Serve in the church, all that good stuff. But I think the epitome of a college student, man, frozen dinner, all them frozen veggies, that frozen meat, that's me. That's me, 100%. I like frozen dinners, but not frozen. Yeah, of course. Tell us about my last encounter. Encounter with what? My last date? Man, my last date. Can't say that that's, man. I feel like I'm getting a little exposed on here. If you would like to know.
Fire's getting hot.
It's a little steamy in here. Excuse me, can I have some more water? My last date. That is such a good question. Man, if you would like to know more about that, wouldn't you like to know? How do you convince your parents that quarantine means stay on your electronics and sleep in? That's actually a really good question. That's actually a very good question. I'm going to say that you shouldn't try to convince your parents to sleep in and that you should stay on electronics, because what you should do is, yes, you can sleep in and that's super good, but also staying in electronics, that's honestly not really super good for your eyes. So other things that you can do is read a book, play table tennis inside with some chairs, go outside for a walk. And if you can't go and see friends, FaceTime some of your friends, go and hang out with some of your parents. But man, it's you can stay on your electronics, but honestly, that's not going to be super good for you. Go out and read. We're called to be students, even in the word, whatever that looks like. But man, being on your electronics and just sleeping in is super fun and super enjoyable at the current moment. But then after you get on, you feel way more tired and you feel way more drained. Whereas if you go out and do something productive, you go out and do something like reading, or you go outside for a walk, that's going to fill you up way more than just sleeping in or being on your electronics all day. Where did I get the mug? Cooper? Man, that's a good question. Derek. I'm trying too hard. Probably. Where can I find toilet paper? Well, we have a little bit at Harris Creek right now. Or you can text your life group leaders, because if they really loved you, they would give you some extra toilet paper. If your parents don't have any toilet paper, order some off Amazon. Craigslist probably not a great idea. It's a little sketchy right now. eBay. If push comes to shove, use a towel, just hop in the shower over there. Getting tested for coronavirus. Should I study? Absolutely not. I would. Yeah, I would too. You would like to know? That's fantastic. Man, I would like to know too. You need toilet paper? Well, we have some over at the church right now. I would say text Brandon Kinsey. I will, yeah, he's probably got some toilet paper. Actually, no, text Derek. Derek's not doing anything. The church is closed right now. Derek's not doing anything. Text Derek. Derek's got plenty of toilet paper over there. Have I ever learned to throw knives? Very therapeutic. I hope you're not throwing them at people. Throwing knives. I had actually another story. When I was growing up, I was like, I think it was in 9th grade. I was outside, I was mowing my lawn, heard a bunch of thuds at a fence, and I was just like, what is going on? And I went over and like my parents knocked on the door and they're like, your neighbor's throwing knives at the fence. And I was like, what the heck? So that's my only experience with throwing knives. I haven't personally learned to throw knives, but I was a black belt when I was little. So I probably throw knives. It's probably just in my blood. Should we get our dogs to go to the grocery store because the dogs can get it? Absolutely. Get your dogs to go do it. Why would you go and do it? Man, if you're in a quarantine, just send your dog. It's like a messenger pigeon. Just train your dog to go and do it. You've seen the videos where you ring something and the dog goes to the fridge and grabs you a Dr. Pepper and comes back and gives it to you. That is what you should train your dogs to do. Use your time right now to train your dogs to go grocery shopping for you. 100%. What do you even do? We're losing viewers. Be better. Man, the virus is just kicking them out. Kung Fu skills? Post up. Do ballet. Oh, no. Ballet and karate, two totally different things. Ballet requires exquisite performance within balance and what are they? It's not purees. I don't know what they call those things where they sit there and they pirouette. That one. Karate, it's just all about that aggression. Best advice. My dog's ACL is torn. Oh, bad advice. My dog's ACL is torn. Sorry, I just heard that from the studio audience over there. I don't think you're right. I think your dog's ACL is fine. I gave that advice within 2 minutes. There is no way your dog tore that ACL within 2 minutes. I don't believe it. You guys asked some really good questions. I'm not going to lie. All right. Fireside with Noah. This has been The Fire, and I'm beside it. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.